өнөөдөр төрсэн баярлалаа. Тэгээд I'd like to invite you to the stage, Mr. Zeng. You can introduce the issue.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you all?
I'm pretty fine.
Good. So let me get to know you first. What's your grade?
My grade is, I guess,
11?
10 grade.
10?
Yeah, 10.
Anybody 9? 9th grade? 9th grade? Okay. So from 9 to 12. Anybody 12?
Teacher, I was just joking up with the 9th
12. 12.
Yeah,
Okay.
10 to 12th grade.
All right.
Yeah.
So I was going to talk about university application process. But I think based on your age group, it's better to introduce American higher education system to let you understand how universities' curriculum is structured. Each country is different. America is different. In the US, there are more than 4,000 universities. That's a lot, right? And the American universities host a great number of international students. So many of the students, they are prepared before they come to the United States. But many of them are not prepared. Once they get into the university, they're confused because, for instance, I want to study computer science, engineering, but a lot of courses I'm taking are not related to computer science. What's going on? Well, American universities, the higher education is unique because it's structured differently, and its vision, its mission is a little bit different than many other different higher education systems. So I'm going to talk about American university curriculum structure today. So the goal of education, what do you think? Why do you want to get a higher education, get into college?
So get a good paying job.
Get a good paying job. But traditionally, universities are not for training craftsmen. Okay, they are for universities for thinkers. It's not I teach you a skill that you can go out and find a job. But over the years, universities have been evolving into a more career-oriented, yes, to help you to be successful in your career, in your professional life, as well as your personal life. So that's the ultimate goal for university education. Well, first, still don't forget to be a good thinker is still the number one important thing, and career preparation is another. So the goal of U.S. higher education, number one is personal and intellectual development. The number two is career preparation. And also to be a good citizen, to teach you how to be a good citizen, to be a responsible and a contributing citizen. So that's why civic engagement and social responsibility is so important. And also, you go through university not to become a worker that can be done by anybody, but you need to be creative, and you have the mind of innovation. So you need to process this kind of knowledge and skill to be successful in your career. And also, we need to think about culture and society diversity, social diversity in this line. Because only by understand the social and the cultural diversity so that you can understand the whole humanity and you appreciate humanity. That's another one. And also, higher education provides economic mobility. What does that mean? If your social status is low, by going to higher education that prepares you to have a good career, that helps you to move your ladder up. So that's why you go to universities to get a higher education. So let's come back to how the university curriculum courses are structured. So this is a whole circle. What's involved when you go to a college to study? Well, I study computer science. No, but yes, you study computer science or artificial intelligence or statistics or mathematics or international relations. Yes, that's one of the subjects you study. But that's not all. For instance, I teach at a college called the Media Communication. Myself, I teach media art. Now, we have a requirement. A certain percentage of the classes cannot be taken in my college. You have to go out of my college and take other classes too. So look at the outer ring. So to get the whole education, even though you are not a math major, you need to take mathematics classes. You need to take science classes. You need to take cultural studies. You need to take communication, social sciences, and humanities. So all these courses you have to take, okay? And all these courses is composed of about 30 to 40% of your courses. So don't think that you study computer science and you are going to take only computer science. That's not. Because if you only know that small area, you will not be successful in the long run. Think about this. We now have the artificial intelligence area. It's an evolution. Development happens each day. Today's AI technology is different from last week, from last month. And the future even develop much faster. So only possess one set of knowledge is not enough. Okay? Only know your craftsman is not enough. You understand the whole society and the whole humanity. Okay? Now, in the center is your major studies. So your major studies, you have core courses in your major. For instance, computer science. I keep referring to computer science because a lot of people are interested in computer science. So in computer science, you need to know the basic architecture of a computer, how computer works, right? You have the basic skills, knowledge of coding, programming. You need to learn several programming languages and software architecture. So this is some of the core courses you need to take. And this is shared by the department. If you go into computer science department, the core courses, for the core courses, everybody needs to take it. Then everybody has this direction. For instance, in computer science, you have artificial intelligence, you have cybersecurity, you have information system. Which direction you go? Well, there are certain set of courses that prepares you to in specific areas. So that's number 2. Number 3 is called electives. Electives means that there's a set of classes you can select to take based on your interest. So that's the whole thing of your college education. Though each university is a little bit different, but this is a basic structure. Does anybody have any experience in American education? What did you study?
I did Bachelor of Business Administration and Management.
All right.
You know.
So when you study business and management, you also study humanities, social sciences, right?
I did
Basic science, math,
natural
communication,
sciences, music. Those were my electives.
Right, right. So that's the whole scope. So I give my university's course structure as an example. My university is called Middle Tennessee State University. Each university has its own vision and mission statement, but the core concept is the same. So in my university, we have several components in general education. All universities that have general education component. And in my university, the general education requirements, number one is your foundational skills. Your writing, your information literacy. For instance, these days a lot of information on the network. How do you process the information? How do you analyze it and differentiate from true information to false information? That's called information literacy. It's not about writing or reading. It's about information literacy. And also non-written communication. When you go into an interview, it's not only how you speak, it will include how you present yourself, your body language, your non-verbal communication skills. And quantitative literacy means that you need to know basic numbers. When a set of numbers come to you, you need to understand what this number represents. What does this number say about the event or fact? Right? So that's the foundational skill. Of course, there are a set of classes that's associated with that skill. And another one is called the knowledge domain. Knowledge. So what kind of knowledge do you need to have once you graduate from college? Not only the knowledge you have in your major. You like mathematics? Yes, you study mathematics. That's one of your knowledge domain in your area. You study biology. That's another domain in your study area. But the general knowledge domain, everybody need to have besides the major, the field of study you are focused on. So number one is that you have to understand human society and social relationships. And you have to understand how the social society is structured, how the country is governed, what is the government structure, what is the responsibility of a community or community leaders, what is your responsibility in a community, even in a classroom, right? So for all of this, you need to have a basic understanding of human society. Not only your society, but society in another country, in another culture. Another one is a scientific literacy, meaning that you need to understand basic biology, chemistry, physics, astronomy in this line. Right? And also creative and cultural expression. How do you express yourself in different ways, either in writing, in performing, in art, in music? How do you express yourself creatively? And another one is history and civic learning. So, and the number associated with it is the number of classes you need to take. For instance, to learn about human society and social relations, you need to take about 2 classes. 6 credit hours means normally every class counts for 3 credit hours. So 6 hours means 2 classes. So that's the knowledge domain. Right? And another one is the core. Okay. Foundation skills, what you need, writing, reading communication, that's number 1. So we have a course called the INT 2020 that teaches how to write, how to do general writing, how to do argumental writing, how to do different writing. Another one is information literacy, non-reading communication, quantitative literacy. That's all the credit hours related to each of the courses. And the knowledge domain, and another set, not mentioned in previous slides, is discovery and explore. So each of these, this category, so it's for you to experience in these different fields, either in written communication or in foundational skill or knowledge domain, and you have the opportunity to discover, to explore in different fields. So this whole package is your general education requirement. So you have to take this many hours to complete your general education. Now it comes to the core courses in your major and the required courses and the electives. So give you example about digital animation. Anybody is interested in art? Yes, art. There are different fields in art, right? Studio art, you do painting, you do sculpture, you do ceramics and print making, that different arts and design. And also you have digital art, right? Digital creation. So I teach digital art, I teach media art, which use digital tools to do artistic expression. Okay. Now we have a major called digital animation. What does this major do? They do animation. Okay. The cartoon you see, created traditionally is hand drawing. Always still do. That's basic skill you need to have. But nowadays you apply more, or you use more digital tools to make creation. For instance, in the past, you animate somebody through a ball, right, from here, throughout. So what do? Well, you have key animators, right? So you will do this pose, do a join, and do another pose, that's another join, and this in between, from here to here to here to here. There's a whole series of join you need to do. But today, with computer tools, digital tools, you can define two poses and let the computer to do the in-betweens. That's animation. So what do you need to learn in digital animation? Well, there's several things. We mentioned about core courses, right? So the core courses, we have college core courses, because this digital animation major is located in the College of Media and Entertainment. So everybody in this college needs to take these classes. So number one is Introduction to Media and Entertainment. That's one course. The second course is a script for media. It's basically writing for media. Writing for website, writing for newspaper, writing for TV production, writing for news, all this genre you need to learn. And also free expression, media, and American public. Why? Because without free expression, there's no media, right? There's no media, that's only propaganda. So you need to understand free expression. Okay? You need to understand how media works in America. So that's why, even though you do digital animation, this kind of knowledge is necessary for you to thrive. And also you need to understand media law. Okay, when you practice, you need to understand the media law, copyright law, and intellectual property law. So that's 4 courses for the college course. Everybody in this college need to take these courses. So now come to digital animation major as a core courses in your major. So that's some of the courses, right? Motion graphics, visual effect. What is visual effect? We see a lot of Hollywood movies, right? A lot of special effects. So that's visual effects, like lot of these are created by digital tools, by digital means. Right? You see ocean, you see storm, you see massive people moving around. Nowadays, they're all generated by, most of them are generated by digital tools. So that's a set of courses in your digital animation major. So, and these are the required courses. Okay. So college core and courses in your major. Okay. And also, digital animation that have electives. Why put a course right here? Well, our university have a major called horse science. Yeah, horse science. Right. You all like horse, right? Like I do. I like horses. So in Tennessee, we have a horse science major. We have a very special program in Tennessee. In Mongolia, you have horse racing, right? You have horse performance. But in Tennessee, we have training for walking horse. We teach horse how to walk properly, right? How to walk elegantly, gracefully. So the walking horse, there's a competition, and it's a big economy in this. So horse science. Well, I study digital animation. Well, I'm interested in horse. Okay, yeah, you can take a horse science course. So that's your elective. Well, probably that's a little bit extreme, but you can take the courses. All right. So that's the whole set of the courses. All right. Come back to here. Now, the outer ring is your general education that prepares you to have a whole round, fully round education involving basic science, mathematics. Why mathematics? Because it teaches you how to think logically, how to reason, right? Cultural studies, communication, social science, and humanities. That's your general education. Now in the middle is your major. Your major, you have the core courses in your department, in your college. You have the core courses in your major. You have electives. So that's the whole structure. So when you go to the US to attend the American university, do not be surprised that you are required to take a Tennessee history course. Well, as part of the requirement, because you're studying in this state. You need to take an American history course because you need to understand American history. Right. So that's the core courses. Okay. Any questions? Any pause for a while? Any questions?
What's the difference between a college and university? I heard it's different.
Say it again.
What's the difference between a college and a university?
Sometimes it's a name. Okay. Most of the colleges, they are 4-year colleges, independent colleges. Now, in a university, they have different colleges too. So my university has 9 different colleges, depending on the major. For instance, we have basic and applied sciences. So mathematics, biology, chemistry, astronomy, they are in this basic and applied sciences. And engineering also is in this computer sciences, in applied, basic and applied sciences. We also have human science and performances. Okay? We have school, music. So that's college within a university. Others colleges are independent. For instance, the Wesleyan College is a 4-year liberal art, small school university, and also provide very high quality education. And another one is so-called community college, which is not a bachelor degree college, but offers associate degree. So there are different college levels. Good question, thank you. Anybody else? Yes?
What qualities do your university
that's a good question. I'll talk about that later. Okay. Yes. So you're eager to get into a college.
Yeah.
Good question. Yeah, I will answer that later. Any other one? About general education and curriculum structure? Yes.
This university does focus on engineering, volunteering.
Engineering?
Volunteering.
With
Volunteering.
volunteer. Oh yeah, yes. Okay. You mean for you to be admitted to the university? Not necessarily. It's a whole package of everything you have. Okay. When you apply to universities, different universities have different requirements. Some requires more detail about yourself. Okay. I'll talk about this later too. Okay. Anything else? All right. Let's see a video.
Yes.
This last school year, we had 22,000 students. MTSU is a really big school. That being said, I have so many friends, and our classes are so small. Our classes are generally capped at a size of about 20, so it's a small classroom for such a big university. You definitely get that community feel and that small town feel, even though it's a big school.
I love MTSU because of the atmosphere. I feel like it's a big school, but that's a small school feel.
We have a really big university here, but it doesn't feel so big because of all the different resources and the people who are here to help you. And it just makes it a really great place to learn and to live for 4 years.
I love MTSU because it's always felt like home. It always felt like everybody's a family around here. When I think of MTSU, I think of family just because it's always felt like home.
I love living in Murfreesboro. I came from a very small town, and we didn't even have a coffee shop there. So moving to Murfreesboro, anything that you want to do is right here. And if you get bored, you can just go to Nashville. So it's super close, and it's a very convenient place to live.
Nashville is a music city.
What I love about MTSU is the fact that they really emphasize inclusion of everyone, no matter your major, discipline, field of study, your ethnicity. It doesn't matter. You know, everyone is true blue. Everyone is a part of this community. And the great thing as well is everyone wants to see you right here.
There's so many great programs in so many different fields. If you're looking at music, it's so rich here. The faculty is incredible, and it's willing to work one-on-one with you to help you do whatever you want. And then the students are really supportive too. I found a really great community here, and I think that anyone looking for that would find it here at MTSU.
MTSU has really pushed me to be better than I ever knew that I could. One of the things that really sticks out is getting an internship with one of the top news stations in Nashville. And without MTSU and without the faculty that pushed me to do better, I wouldn't have even thought that I could have interned for such a huge station so early on.
MTSU was the most affordable I could find. They actually made it more affordable since I've started here, increasing the scholarships that are guaranteed to freshmen. So I'm kind of jealous about that, but it's very affordable as far as guaranteed academic scholarships, and tuition is relatively low. MTSU is home to 17 Division I athletics teams. I can honestly
Thank you for watching. So that's our university, and we are highly regarded university. We have 3 Nobel Prize winners with my university. 2 of them are in economics. The one on the very last was the former vice president who was a professor at Mass University. We have a lot of programs to offer. Of course, many of you are not ready to go to college yet. So if I show you this, you won't remember. And colleges, and can just go over it quickly. So, of course, when you prepare for a university admission, you think about how much it costs, right? In the U.S., education can be expensive. We understand that. The university allocate more than $2 million each year to support international students. So the tuition, that's from old slide, is about $32 per year. But if we get the highest scholarship, $16,000, then you cut the tuition in half. You know, if you continue to go to graduate school, you probably will get assistantship, graduate assistantship, and that will pay for tuition and living expenses. Now, let's come back to the requirement. So for high school students, when you prepare for study abroad, to get a degree, or even do short-term study in the US, there are several things you need to pay attention to. Number 1 is your GPA. So your high school student, get your score high. This means that you get the chance to be admitted to good universities. So your question was, what is the requirement? Your GPA, that's important, right? If you go to community college, the GPA can be lower. If you go to a middle range university, your GPA can be a little bit lower. But if you want to go to the top 50, top 10 university, your GPA probably need to be much higher. And you probably will need to prepare yourself much better. For instance, your personal statement, personal stories, why you choose this major, why do you want to choose this university, your personal statement, and how much community work you do. Why do universities ask for community involvement? Because universities, they are looking for future leaders, especially the top universities. Okay, that's why they need to not only look at your test scores, but also your contribution to the community, your potential to be a good leader. Now, think about this way. Okay, you are not just to get a job after you graduate. You want to be a leader in your field. That's the key. Leader not mean the leader in this company, but a leader in your community, in your society. Okay, so GPA is important. Okay, for admission. Number 1 is your English proficiency. Okay, IELTS. Nowadays, many universities accept the Duolingo also. Okay. Another one is to have a financial backing. So you need to be prepared because of the cost. Of course, you can search for scholarship. Universities offer you a scholarship if your grade is good. Now, let me get into details. For my university, if your GPA, well, I'm talking about American scale from 1 to 4. If you have a GPA of 3.75, we give you $16,000 scholarship every year. And this is renewable every year until you get your degree. Well, 4 years maximum. If you have a GPA of 3, means that you are about 75, 80, then we give you $6,000 per year. Okay. To be admitted to my university, as many other universities also, ACT is not required for my university. Okay. But if you want to get a high scholarship, you can take an ACT, get a high score, then you can compensate with your lower GPA. Okay? So that's the general information I provide to you. I know you still have years to prepare, and some of you only have 1 year or a semester to prepare. When you consider a university, my university is a good option. Okay? I'm open for questions.
Yeah, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask.
I've been reading the flyer. I'm sorry I don't have enough. You can take a photo, a lot of QR code on the page. You scan the QR code, you can get more detailed information.
Any questions? أسئلة تقول.
Can I ask what?
Yeah.
Can I ask what international achievement in the scholarship is? Can I ask what the international achievement in the scholarship section is?
Scholarship, yeah.
International achievement?
Yeah.
International merit scholarship. Basically, the international scholarship is based on merit. Means translate into your GPA. Okay, your GPA. If your GPA is 3.75 and above, we'll give you $16,000. Okay, if your GPA is lower, 3.0, we'll give you $6,000. If it's in between, we'll give you $12,000. Okay, yeah, different GPA is linked to different levels of scholarship. So study hard, get your grade up. That helps you getting admitted to the university and help your parents lessen the financial burden.
Any other questions?
More questions?
In my own, I am like 2.8. It's 2.8 GPA.
2.8.
Yeah, I estimate my own, and I get 8+ points in IELTS mock test, only mock test,
Okay.
and 1,300 points in SAT. So my
What is the ACT?
like 1,300 points.
1,300.
Yeah. So my
I think you can try and get a higher SAT.
yeah, and my future major is like mining engineering. So do you think like it's like
Yeah, with 2.8 we can admit you. That's no problem. But we cannot give you a scholarship.
so it's like a barrier for me?
Right. But the option you have is to take an SAT test. So your SAT is
My ACT point is kind of bad.
10. How much? What's the score? SAT?
Like 1,300.
300. Right.
That's
Yeah. The minimum is 10,400. 1040. 1040. So your option is to take another one to get your score high, so you can get some scholarship. Okay. So again, 2.8 can be admitted to my university, but to get a scholarship, you need a higher GPA or a higher SAT. I think you can do it by practicing more.
So how much scholarship can I take from this university?
Well, if your now your GPA is 3.0, then we give you $6,000 per year.
$6,000 per year.
Or SAT 1040, then we give you the same.
Now your university done by SAT, right?
No, that's not. But if you want to get a higher scholarship, you take it. Yeah. But if you already have a GPA of 3.75, you don't need to.
Yeah, I will try it. I will fly to university in February.
Yes.
And next year.
Okay. Good luck. Any other questions?
Okay, I think here is the end. Let's take a group picture together.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
Thank you.